But yeah, be proactive. Don't just stay here and wait for the world to come, to fall on you. Do your part. Even if it's stressful, even if it's very difficult, you always have to remember that if you don't do it, nobody else will. And if nobody does it, your life is not going to get better. Are you waiting for a diagnosis, or do you know somebody who is in this situation and who is very scared? Or if it's you and you are really scared, if that's the case, keep watching. Hi, my name is Amina. I'm a life coach, and I'm here to help you with some tips, help you gain a new perspective, and to answer your questions if you have some. So if you have questions and suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Please subscribe, like, and share if you like what I do here, and help me spread the word and help me more people. So today I want to talk about the moments of high isolation when you're waiting for a diagnosis or something like that, or for bad news or health scare, or things like that. So I've been in this situation last year when we saw, so I did what's the name, ultrasound, and we saw something on the ultrasound, and so I had to wait until I could get the results, the final results, to know what was going on. And I didn't feel great in my body. Something was wrong. So we did all kinds of tests, exams, and it took some time for us to get to the final results. So it was a very stressful time. And I'm a very calm person, but even if you don't see it on the outside, on the inside, I was terrified. I was thinking about all kinds of scenarios, or the worst case scenario. Oh my God, what is going to happen to my whatever, I thought about everything. And what I also noticed is that I felt so lonely, because for me, my world was crumbling, falling apart. But when I was looking at other people on the outside, they were fine. We don't have the same problem. So even if my life is not great, as long as your life is fine, you're good. And so for me, when I was looking at the other people and I was suffering inside, I was like, oh, I need support, I needed to be understood. I needed something to tell me the right word. And it didn't happen. So that's one of the motivation of this video. Just in case somebody is in this situation, I hope I will be able to give you something that can help you wait and not stress out, and not be stressed out, and not overthink, and not have the strength to stay positive and everything. Okay, so when you are in a situation where you're waiting for a diagnosis, or a bad news is coming, or it could be anything, but what is important is to consider the time between when you get the news and when the thing will actually happen. And so in this period of time, you're gonna have all kinds of emotion, the roller coaster, and it's very, very devastating if you don't know how to manage it. And even if you know how to manage it, inside it's like fire. It's a mess. And so if you are in this situation, I would suggest, as number one, that you talk to people you trust. In my case, I don't have that many people that I have in this category, but I could talk to my colleagues, because I knew that they would have my back. We are a team, and I trust them. I believe they trust me, and so I could talk to them. I could have the support, and it really helped me to not feel lonely. And because I was seeing them every day, because almost every day, because I was going to work, it really helped me. So talk to people you trust, and don't keep it inside just for yourself, because it's too heavy. So make that effort. Find 1-2 people that you trust and talk to them and express how you feel. Be vulnerable. It's gonna help you feel better. You have support groups in case you're sick or you're waiting for a diagnosis, all kinds of stuff. So number 2, I would say, feel the hurt and the disappointment. Don't try to fight it. In my case, for example, when I was waiting for the diagnosis, I was like, oh, I don't wanna be scared. I don't want to be stressed out. I was hurt, and I was kind of saying, oh, why me? And not why me like it should happen to somebody else, but you get to that place where you wish things were different. And so instead of fighting the way you feel and be ashamed of that, just accept it. If you receive a bad news, it's normal that it's difficult to process. So just be kind to yourself, and if you need to cry, just cry. It's okay. Nobody is gonna be mad at you unless they don't have a heart. And if that's the case, they shouldn't even be in your life. So feel the hurt, the disappointment, all the other emotions that can come, and be okay with that. Sit with them. It's okay to feel that way. It's normal. So number 3 is believe you can handle whatever is coming. So if it's a bad diagnosis and it's something really, really bad, there is no guarantee that you're gonna heal, but based on the progress we have seen in medicine, so you have better chances than before. So align your mind with, let's say, the technology is getting better, doctors are getting better, I believe. And so believe that you can handle whatever it's gonna come, because that's the only chance you have. And because you have felt the emotions, the very negative emotion, the disappointment, the hurt. Now you just, because that is kind of behind you, now you can focus on, okay, I'm gonna believe that no matter what they say, I will be okay. Because being negative is not gonna bring anything better. So if you have to choose between being negative and believing that something positive can happen, the choice is pretty fast. And so if you are in depression, of course, that's a different story. But for somebody who is not there yet, kind of, if you can choose to believe that you can handle it. And I'm saying that like it's easy, it's not. But always bring your mind back to, oh, I believe I can handle it. Even if you have to repeat it as a mantra, just do it, because that's the best choice you have. Always remember that. What is the best choice? If I don't do it, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So just choose. Number 4 is do your part even if you're scared. And if you believe in God, just pray. So the goal is to understand here that you cannot control everything. You can only control what you can do. And for the rest, you have to surrender to life, to God, to whoever, depending on your belief. If you're an atheist, I don't know what to suggest, but at least do what you can do and leave the rest, because trying to control what you cannot control is gonna bring more stress than anything else. It's not going to be a positive experience for you. So Focus on what you can control, and if you believe in a higher power, put the rest under the hands of that higher power and trust. Number 5 is be proactive and get as many opinions, or don't just rely on one person telling you something. Be proactive. So if you're waiting for a diagnosis, if the diagnosis is something negative, see another doctor. If somebody comes, you have a problem that is pretty heavy, and they tell you, okay, this is the solution, and this solution doesn't work for you, go see somebody else, another professional, and ask for their opinion. If your car broke down and you don't have the money, and they tell you it's $2,600, go see another mechanic. Maybe they're gonna tell you it's only $600. That actually happened to me. One told me it was $1,300 and the other one told me it was $600. So you can see the difference. Yes. But yeah, be proactive. Don't just stay here and wait for the world to come, to fall on you. Do your part. Even if it's stressful, even if it's very difficult, you always have to remember that if you don't do it, nobody else will. And if nobody does it, your life is not going to get better. So even if you're depressed, even if it's tough, you need to push through, because you have no choice. You have the choice to either be depressed, or you can just continue to live with the flow, or you can just leave the planet. So if you're still here, that means you have made a choice to fight. So fight. Go get another opinion, or go get something else. Do whatever you can do to make things better. Don't wait for the world to do it for you. It's not gonna happen. So I think it's number 6. Yes. So number 6 is follow the plan and a mental health to stay strong. So if you need the help of a therapist, the help of a psychologist, counselor, if it's with your doctor, if it's with, if you're about to be bankrupt, if you're working with somebody, a professional you trust, and they tell you, okay, if you follow that plan, in 2 years you will be fine. So usually I'm a big fan of the Ramsey show, so they usually talk about that kind of stuff. If you follow the plan with a professional that you trust, you should be okay. And work with a counselor, psychologist, therapist. I think it's all the same. I don't really know the difference between all of them, but I'm just citing everything. So work with them, and they're gonna help you. Don't stay by yourself waiting and doing nothing. Follow the plan. At least you have something. I remember I had somebody who had a very, very bad diagnosis, and she told me, when the doctor told me, okay, we have a plan, this is what we are going to do, she told me I felt relieved. Yes, the disease was still there, but at least it wasn't foggy anymore. I had a path forward, and that really helped me to feel better, feel more confident in everything. And so I believe that a plan is a good thing, and if you work with a mental health professional, it's going to help you even better. Okay, so as a recap, we talked about the fact that you need to find a few people you trust that you can talk to. Number 2 is feel the hurt, feel the negative emotion, and let them flow through you and leave. Believe that you can handle the results, the bad news. Do your part and leave the rest. Do what you can control and leave the rest to the universe, to God, if you believe. If not, do your part. Be proactive and get as many opinions as possible. Number 6 is follow the plan and work with a mental health professional if you really need it. Okay, so my challenge for you today, if you are in that situation, is to identify 2 people you can trust and to whom you can talk to, and to start this process to feel better. So my question for you today is, do you know somebody in this situation, somebody that is waiting for something, some bad news or a life-changing event? If you know somebody like that, do your best to support them. So that's it for today. I hope this video helped. So I really wanted to make it because I have been there and it wasn't easy. So I really hope we can help somebody. So in the meantime, I wish you a good week and I will see you next time. Bye.